La.
Welcome to the Eat, Sleep, Chelsea Repeat podcast. It's episode 176 and it's entitled We're on the Beach. And Brady is wearing a nice Hawaiian shirt to celebrate
Got
the
my
occasion.
Tony Soprano vibes here. I don't know, mate. I'm on the beach here. I've got my sparkling water. Usually on my still water. I've gone all out. You're
Wow,
wearing Under Armour top. What's happened here? We
going for a
arranged to
jog.
wear beach stuff. Are you going for a jog and then you're going to go for a swim? Are you? Right, yeah. But yeah, Chelsea on the beach, 7 points behind Liverpool. Top five dead. Only way we're going to get Champions League is Aston Villa. We're supporting Liverpool basically to come fifth and then to come fourth and then Villa to win the Europa League. So absolute beach time. Got a little cheeky little trip to Wembley on Sunday, but other than that, in the league, we're parked up, mate, on the Sun Lounger.
Yeah, lovely. Well, you've got sparkling water. I'll have a beer, I think, and just
Yeah, why not?
enjoy the rest of the festivities. We've got a game against Brighton away. No better place to go for a
On the
day at the
beach,
beach.
Brighton Beach,
Brighton away on Tuesday night. Have a
Brighton,
couple of
Brighton Beach.
beers
Yeah,
and just enjoy a bit of meaningless footy.
yeah, absolutely.
Um, right, let's talk about the game that we just had. Uh,
Oh,
got to talk about it a bit. Chelsea nil, Manchester United 1. 1.57 xG to Chelsea, 0.29 for Manchester United. Just the one shot on target for Manchester United in the game. 21 shots for Chelsea, 3 on target, 59% possession. I guess Cunha's was a big chance. Their other shots, United's obviously Cunha's shot was a good chance when Chelsea were down to 10 men. Their other shots were from more than 25 yards out. Their three other
knocking down the
shots.
door with a feather. I think they're trying.
Yeah, it was quite a dominant display really overall from Chelsea. Manchester United
Mm.
really struggled to create anything, but Chelsea didn't. Weren't, even though they were quite dominant in the game, weren't sort of all over United or peppering the goal. It was certainly, yeah, like you say, knocking the door down with a lollipop a little bit. Have you got anything from a likes perspective from this game?
I've been digging into the stats a little bit, as I like to do on Understat and the Opta stats. Chelsea are actually third on the expected points table. We should have 8 more points than we do. And, you can believe that what you want into. Like, some people don't read into very much, but, we're well below where we should be in terms of the EV of the expected goals. And yeah, I think the reason I like that is it shows that maybe the team isn't quite as bad as we think. And I think also when you factor in the amount of red cards we've had, I've said it before, I think Chelsea just shut the bed this season on the pitch and off the pitch. I mean, you sack a
Mostly on the
Maresca,
pitch.
Maresca just left, just didn't even bother to turn up for his final presser. Um, and just on the pitch, it's just been so many games where we should have won the game and we didn't. And there's been some where Brentford at home, I remember we were terrible and we won 2-0. But I don't think there's been many of them. There's been so many games where we should have got at least a point or two more than we did, and it's been an awful season in that sense. Just in both boxes, been so. I mean, Rossini's been talking about a lot recently. Just
I
really
think
poor in really poor in both boxes.
yeah, Chelsea. There's a couple of stats that came out this week. I think Chelsea, since
So,
they started this run of 5 games, is it 5 games for that goal now? They've had
four in the league. Yeah,
yeah,
four in the league, five in the.
sorry,
Yeah,
4 in the league. Sorry, they've had the most
yeah,
shots in that period of any team. They also have
yeah,
5.5 xG without a goal as well. So yeah,
yeah.
I think a lot of doom and gloom around the team at the moment, but the underlying stats are not as bad. Not that we've been brilliant
No,
in any of these games or anything, but it's obviously, at the moment can't get a goal for love nor money. I mean,
no.
we hit the post once and the bar twice in the game against United as well, and it's frustrating. We really needed to win the game, like you say. The season's basically over now. From anything important perspective, obviously the FA Cup.
Well, from a league perspective, I think the FA Cup.
Yeah,
It'd be great
exactly.
to win that. To be fair,
Would be good.
I would love to win that.
Yeah, but
It'd
of
be great
course,
to win that. It's been a long
no, it
time
would.
since we won it, so
It's been a long time since we won at Wembley, as we might come on
yeah.
to later. Um, right, what did you have dislike wise?
Well, there's obviously lots. The main thing is the injuries just creeping in. When you've got a ship that's in rocky waters, when you're getting a few holes in the boat, it's not ideal. I mean, Esteval. I mean, obviously, Joe Pedro. I mean, we're used to it now, but did happen on the team sheet. I couldn't believe it. It's just like it is like playing with 10.5 men with Delap, and Joe Pedro out was a huge miss. Esteval started the game well, hit the outside of the post, looked lively. He was through on goal, wasn't he, at the shed end? And I thought he just lost the power bar on his shot, but his hamstring had gone.
Yeah.
I mean, we were saying it was his knee. Apparently, his hamstring that would be in for the season. And he was upset, so maybe it's the World Cup as well. But he won't be back this season, I don't think, because he'll probably say that I don't want to be risked before the World Cup. So, yeah, Gittins been out for a while. Obviously, Reece James is a big one. Trev's been out. You need a bit of experience in there, and he's been out, so it's been awful.
Trev might be back on Tuesday.
Yeah, he's back. I mean, he made a really quick recovery. Obviously, Levi's been playing on the pitch, so that's a much longer injury concern or issue we've had. But he's been out of the under-21s. I think he's playing another under-21s match on Saturday. But yeah, I mean, you don't want injuries piling up when you're already down a dark alley, right? So yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, absolutely.
What about you? You must have some dislikes in this game.
Yeah. So the main dislike is the sort of what I would call at the moment. There's so much negativity around the club, and it's like almost like a smear campaign against Rossini a little bit. I do feel a bit sorry for him. I don't know. There's a video surfacing on X of like Enzo coming off the pitch and like ignoring the staff or didn't really want to shake Rossini's hand. And obviously I was at the game and saw him come off, and he did go back and shake Rossini's hand straight away after that.
Rossini said, "Well, have you watched the presser today?" Yeah,
no.
Rossini comments on that. He said that no one says that video was cut, and afterwards he came around and shook my hand and hugged me.
Yeah,
so,
I don't understand. So this is what I mean about everything's so negative around the club right now that these videos are just coming out like being edited. It's the narrative is the players don't like him, and I don't get the sense when I watch the team at all that it's like completely different.
I think they like him. I think they like him too much. Anyway, do you know what I mean? I think.
But I think they play well like together and for each other. I thought we worked quite hard in this United game.
Yeah, they're definitely not down in tools, right? I mean, actually, when we talk about the goal.
I think some of the punditry and commentary, sorry, just quickly, is that the players clearly aren't playing for Rossini, and I think that's
always like your Martin Keown or whatever, just lazy pundit. That's always their go-to of like, oh, just not like they're playing for the manager. Just you get these like stock answers in pundits, don't you? And Chelsea, even under Potter, the lads gave everything. Just we try. These teams try. They're just stupid and just don't do. They're just very naive at times. So they almost like it's hard to try too much. But there's a lot of times where I've just been. I remember Fofana's red card against Burnley, just trying to win like a 70-30 against him on a yellow. It's just so stupid.
Yeah.
Just a little bit more of like not trying, but like relaxing and being game management will go a long way. They're so eager to please, and especially the fans, because they know it's a huge club. And I think for someone like Palmer, we like made Cole Palmer, right? Like I know that there's been a lot of noise that he might want to leave. He was just he was just at City doing nothing really, and he come here and he's just become a superstar. So yeah, I mean, Caicedo, these players love playing for this club, and they love being in London. London's a big draw for a lot of them. They don't want to leave. Players don't like leaving Chelsea that much. Yeah. So it's a nice environment. Cobham's nice. So it's just, I just think a little bit of calmer heads rather than just trying to run for a brick wall. I mean, you even saw, we'll talk about him in attempts, and we won't talk about anything positive, but even Garnacho, he kind of gets on Kukure's way, right, for the goal. But he's actually trying to track back. Does that make sense? It's like he got pelters versus West Ham because he wasn't pelting back, and then he tracks back and gets Kukure's way, and then Fernandes can chop it back. But yeah, I don't know. It's very odd.
Yeah. Let's talk about the players. Let's move on to temps and go into a bit more depth. All right. The freeze, I think, is really obvious. Obviously, you've got to talk about this guy.
So it was freezing, mate. This cocktail, lovely. Yeah. Going down, really nice.
Chris, obviously not here today, but he also had Garnacho.
I've got another player that we'll talk about in a minute, but yeah, Garnacho was the low-hanging fruit, I guess.
He is the low-hanging fruit, yeah. Obviously, I thought there was a chance he'd be really motivated for this game and sort of play
Again,
well.
I think he
when
was
can.
motivated. I think
Yeah,
he
I
was
don't know if,
motivated.
yeah,
I don't. I think
he
he
had the
was
ball a
motivated. I
lot.
think he was too motivated. I think
Yeah.
he
Look, obviously it was a
it,
shocking
it
performance.
got on top of him.
He lost the ball so many
Yeah.
times. I think what really stood out in this game was just how poor a dribbler he is.
Mm.
There was multiple times where he was 1-on-1 with Dallo down that side, or Casemiro as well. There was a time where he was in the middle of the pitch trying to dribble past him. It was just absolutely embarrassing, really. And obviously, when he came on, he was up against Shaw, and Shaw put up the Instagram afterwards of like pushing him over or whatever. Like, he had a bad day, and I don't think so. Look, I've seen a lot of players have bad first seasons for Chelsea, and go on to become good players, especially at 21 years old. What I would say about Garnacho is that he won't get the chance to, because I think the fans, for some reason, and we've talked about this before, the fans just absolutely hate him. I'm not one to get on players for poor performance at all. Like I would never boo a player for playing badly. Like Neto for me has been like horrendous for months, and like I would never boo a player that's playing badly, especially if they're giving effort. And I can't criticise Garnacho's effort against United. I don't think it was a lack of effort or something. So I don't agree with like the sort of the vile stuff that's come out about him. He seems to be really disliked by the Chelsea fan base. I don't think there's any way back for him, really.
No.
And obviously, look, when the team's playing poorly, everyone's always looking for scapegoats. And yeah, he's scapegoat number one, I think. Even though, look, we're putting him in the freezer.
I think he gives us bad. He was absolutely appalling in this game.
Yeah, exactly.
And look, we can give a bit of context. We were sitting in the shed end, right, or standing, as we will always stand, and we're right next to United fans, and they were giving him absolute hell. Like, it was like constant abuse. Like, and look, fair enough. Like, they had a song. Well,
it's not fair enough. Yeah.
Well, the song was quite funny. The song was quite funny, and to be fair, like the Chelsea fans had the exact same fun from Mason Mount, right?
Yeah.
So it's just okay. It's not fair enough. It's football, and there was nothing just discriminatory in there, really. It was just greedy or whatever. I can't remember the song, but he was getting it the whole game, and he was getting whee every time he fell over. And that moment where he fell over Casemiro, I mean, that's got to be probably his worst moment of his football career. I imagine. I mean, that was so embarrassing. And me and you looked at each other. We stand next to each other. We're just cringing, man. Mm-hmm. And I just thought it's tough to come back from that.
Yeah.
You've got Corenda coming in. I think Jamie Gittins, just by absence, will just probably stay. I think it's just been very difficult to sell Gittins in the summer, right? Because he's had no game time, right? Like it's hard to get rid of him. So I think Alex Crook, I mean, he's not always accurate on TalkSport, but apparently Chelsea are willing to, move on from Garnacho. I wouldn't be surprised if, managers don't love him sometimes. I mean, apparently he's been training well behind the scenes, though, so you get mixed reports, but I think they probably can move on because it's a low fee. I think him and Delap will be in that thing. Because it was a fairly low fee, they can probably get your book value back or get him. You can sell him Garnacho for 35, 40 million, right? Probably. I don't know where to. Probably Spain, I guess. But yeah. Like he was awful in this game.
Let's talk about your freezer. Let's talk about Gusto. I think this is harsh.
No, not even that. It actually annoys me that you think it's harsh because
I don't think he's good, Gusto.
The perception of this player is that there's people behind me like, I quite like Gusto. I used to really like Gusto. I actually used to get teased that I think Gusto was as good at crossing as Reece James, because when Gusto used to be really good at. No, he's not as good at crossing as you. Like, honestly, in a week where it comes out, where apparently he wants a pay rise, now he's on 45k a week, which is low compared to the other defenders of the club. So okay, you want a pay rise. I think what Chelsea should do is change the last digit of his bank number, or reverse charge so he pays us. Absolutely diabolical, this player. I mean, he is shit. Like, he did his thing at the end of the first half that sums him up. I don't know if you remember the last action of the first half. Rather than pass it quickly to someone, he faked it, put his foot on top of the ball, and then just kicked it out. That is Malo Gusto. He is rubbish. He can't shoot. He can't cross properly. He's not good one-on-one defender. He's all right, but he's not great. He's not that fast. He's like fairly pacey, but he hasn't got electric speed.
He's a bad passer.
Bad passer. What else is there? Heading is like not great. Aerially, he can get down at the back post quite a lot.
His only good attribute really is his work rate and stamina. Like he gets up and down.
Tactically, I think manager thinks he's adaptable because he can invert. I don't think it's an easy fix. You just make Josh back at right back. Now, because Josh is a good player, and I think he'll be a centre back one day. But you just have back at right back for
But
Reece.
he's not the same profile as Gusto. Like if they're trying to find a way of having someone provide the width on that right hand side going forward, like if they sell Gusto, they have to replace him with someone who can attack.
Okay, yeah, I get it. But like, Josh is on 5k a week. Just talk about money. So he's on about.
Is he actually on 5k a week?
He's on 5k a week. I put it into Capology.
It's not always accurate, but yeah, fine.
I think it's usually pretty bang on, to be honest.
It's on he's on a low salary.
So and Gusto's on 9 times that amount.
Yeah.
And I think Josh is as good as Gusto, to be frank, even with playing with width, to be honest. I mean, he wasn't great against the last time Josh played right back against Wrexham, he kept us in the tie. Great goal.
Yeah.
And Josh is not good on the flank at all. He isn't good right wing back or anything like that, and he played the right wing back that day. Gusto is rubbish, and the narrative around him that he's good or he'll improve is rubbish. He is rubbish. Him, Delap, Neto, Tosin, Badiashile, if they all went, the squad wouldn't be weakened one bit. Maybe Neto if Neto went, but that's it, right? Can you disagree with that?
Yeah.
Like Neto, I'm just going to repeat that. Neto, Gusto, Delap, Badiashile, and Tosin. If they all went, obviously you lose. Garnacho, okay. Obviously we're going to replace them, but you're not losing anything. Would you agree with that, right?
Yeah, I think those are all like players that can leave. Yeah.
He's very dispensable, Gusto. He's rubbish, Gusto. I'm not having it, and he's worse live. He's better on TV because you don't notice all the crap stuff he does on TV. When you watch him live, he does so much stupid stuff on the ball. He's always negative. So yeah, rubbish. I'm not having that. He's like not that good. 7.3 on FootMob. I mean, he must have paid them. What has he done? He did nothing. Nothing.
Yeah, defensively.
Do you know where he got accurate long balls? Because actually, Delap won quite a lot of aerial duels in this game.
Yeah.
Rubbish. I mean, Hato 6.9, Gusto 7.3. We should unsubscribe from FootMob. That's a disgrace. That's an actual disgrace.
Yeah, I don't know who's in charge of the rating algorithms, but if it is,
we were at the game. The thing is, we were at the game,
come to
right?
that conclusion. Yeah, and obviously, like stats are only.
We were at the game, and it's like, who had the best game? Hato by a mile, right? You agree with that, yeah?
Yeah, of course.
Like, so it's just that's where you've got to be very careful with these like FootMob stuff because some of it is just crap. To be honest, like it's not subjective.
Okay, no FootMob slander. No FootMob slander. Right. Let's move on to warming up. Oh, quick shout out to Neto, who's always in the freezer. We don't even have to mention him anymore. He's still without a goal since the end of November.
Are we going to get sponsored by FootMob, or is it because we use it? Have you got sponsorship lined up?
No. Great.
They're pretty big. I don't think we're quite at that level. But anyway, yeah.
Great platform, FootMob. But yeah.
Get the lawyers ready.
Brady, you've gone for Delap as your warming up. Talk me through that one.
Okay, Delap. He had a shot. He actually nearly scored. Yeah. So he hasn't done that in a long time. When was the last time Delap nearly scored? It's a long time. Can't remember. And look, he had hustle and bustle. Again, his FootMob rate wasn't good, but I thought he had hustle and bustle. Definitely no, he actually held it up pretty well. He did get himself about.
I thought he did a good job running into the channels as well.
He won quite a few corners. I mean, that is actually quite a good thing for a striker to do. He hustled and bustled, won some corners, won some second balls, picked up the scraps. Could have scored. He had another chance that he didn't completely scuff. He was all right. And I think it was Liam Delap's best game in a Chelsea shirt, but it was still like average. And that says everything you want to do.
The whole game was his best game. He had 2 assists. He played really well in that game.
What, the one where he missed an open goal?
I don't know if he missed an open goal or not. I can't remember that. But he did. The one where he had 2 or 3 assists.
He stopped playing. He got Craig his hole. I think we can write that one off, really. Like, okay, in the league.
In the league, yeah, maybe, yeah.
in the league or the Champions League, a real game. I mean, Hull just gave. We could have won 10-0 that night. They were rubbish, Hull. That didn't even count as like friendly. Like, he just, yeah, he shouldn't be at the club. I feel sorry for him. Like, he got bought because of his release clause, right? And he had one good season at Ipswich. He's got a famous dad. He's English. I mean, imagine Delap was Spanish.
I was quite excited about Delap.
Imagine he was like Delapio. Imagine he was like Delapio. He'd be getting pelters. Like, this guy is rubbish. There is a bias towards English players. Like, you give him more time. Like, they get, he'll come round. He won't ever come round. He's got to go. Like, it's time to go. Just get Nick Jackson back in.
It's time to go.
It is time to go. R.I.P. Claude. It's done. Like, I don't see any reason why you keep it. And even for his career, and his like almost like mental health or whatever, or, player profile or his career, just go to West Ham. That's your level. Like, should never been at Chelsea. So, yeah, the number nine curse. He was never ready for that, man. He was never going to break the number 9 curse, was he? He's not good enough. So
he was very confident about that, but yeah, he's not done.
The only thing he can do is maths equations.
Yeah. So that was your warming up on Delap, but you ended up just slandering.
No. I slandered him because I'm not gonna. I've said for months he's not good enough, and I'm not going back on that. It's not like a woman like, oh yeah, maybe like he'll come good now. He won't because he'll get dropped because I think João Pedro play tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
they're desperate. So he has to.
They'll painkiller him up and play him. So if they need to, and they might not need to do that, but like painkiller injection, you've got to play. You need to play an hour. So, and it's his old club, right? So he'll probably want to play. So he'll probably tell him he's fit, even though he's not, or whatever. So yeah, this is just a one-off for Delap. Give him his not flowers, but flower, single flower, and go to Fulham or West Ham or something or wherever. Just like Newcastle, maybe it could be good for. I mean, they've got those strikers, but like, I don't know. Who do you think he should go to? Like Bournemouth, like that kind of team. Like, just I don't know. Like, not as much pressure. He isn't a bad player for that.
Exactly. Yeah, he might do well in a different style of play, but yeah, we have to move on from Delap. I think that's pretty obvious. Right, my warming up and Chris's warming up in his
and my boiling hot.
Yeah, was Jarell Hato.
What's that? You don't sound very happy about my boiling hot.
He
was fantastic in this game.
He
was fantastic in this game.
He was really good in this game.
We were standing there at 1-0 and we were like depressed, right? And he was the only spark. He actually put his socks down. He got shinned by someone. He got studied by someone, sorry. And he put his socks down and he went, right, I'm just going to have it. And he just started doing loads of cool stuff. And I thought he was brilliant in the game. Really good.
So we look at the summer, obviously, I think the Hato signing, Hato at the start of the season was very concerning. I was very concerned about him potentially not being, particularly good. He had a lot of hype coming from Ajax or whatever, but he's been absolutely outstanding in the last few games. I think centre back is not even his best position. I think me and Chris, I was talking to you about that at the game as well. Midfield. Definitely could play a DM role for us, I think. Inverted left back. I think he could play a left back, get up and down as well. I'd like to see him a bit more in those sort of wide areas up the pitch and see if he's any good in those as well. He's definitely not got the build to play like a centre back, but he could also play obviously left centre back in a 3. And we can play him still at left back and he can rotate in if we want to build up in a 3. If you look at the summer, obviously João Pedro, massive hit on this signing. Gittins and Garnacho have been a complete disaster, those two signings. Esteval
we already bought, right? You can't really include that, right?
He came in the summer.
You can't include that. We bought him the year before that. Okay, fine.
But yeah, he came in this summer.
Yeah.
Hato, okay. I think that we consider this pretty good deal for Hato right now at 44 million euros.
Delap disaster.
Delap disaster. Asugo we haven't seen anything of, but I think he's really good.
I think he's okay.
When he but
it's not great though, is it? When you've got 3 disasters, is it? Let's be honest.
No, it's not great, but I don't think it's as tragic as some people have talked
about.
No,
I think it's been widely reported. I mean, even by the Athletic and some of the more balanced Chelsea media, that I think Barley coming out and saying we need to tweak strategy. I think it's an admission of I've always said that the club aren't communicating. They are communicating now, right, quite openly. And I think they've admitted that they had a disaster last summer. Really, I think it's just gone really badly for whatever reason. It wasn't all their fault, but it was a terrible window, really. And we need a much better one in the summer, and I think they've admitted that. But Atto is definitely improving.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about the protest before the game.
Okay.
Obviously, 500 as the number reported.
I've heard 750.
750 maybe, yeah. It's obviously hard as well to
593
hard to gauge
was
the
the
numbers
count?
when they're just walking down what would be the normal route that people would walk down to Chelsea.
It was definitely more significant than the last one, right? The last one was a joke. Let's be honest. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know who organised it.
and obviously a large amount of those, probably 500, 750 people would be Strasbourg fans.
The one about the last one was they were singing they were like some of that pro Maresca chants. All the fans hated Maresca. The amount of times we were at Stamford Bridge and there was like boring football and he's not connecting with the fans, and now he's like been sacked, and football fans are so fickle. At least this one was towards a regime. Strasbourg don't like being a sister club, and it's towards blue.
Just before we talk about the Chelsea set, obviously Strasbourg have absolutely every right to protest. I would absolutely hate it if Chelsea were a feeder club to another club.
Yeah.
That would be absolutely brutal, because obviously just massively caps your ceiling. Any of your good players are probably going to end up at the parent club, and it's fantastic for us. But it's absolutely awful for Strasbourg, and totally get why their fans are annoyed.
We took Coutinho, didn't we? Yeah.
Certainly, exactly. Even their manager is up for grabs mid-season. So if I was a Strasbourg fan, I'd be absolutely fuming, and that's a good reason. I think that is a good reason to protest.
They fueled the fire. Obviously, they came over, which probably there's been a few jokes. Obviously, the French are pretty good at protests in their history. French people know how to protest for sure. That probably fueled the fire a bit, but it was definitely more significant. It was actually like, look, the owners aren't going to care. But they'll look at that and
it's
go...
completely irrelevant, yeah.
No, I don't think it's completely irrelevant. I don't think you can say that. I think it leaves a little mark. I think it leaves a little pondering. I think they're very across socials. Like, they've said this before, like, I think they have someone that works for them that gathers all the the algorithms, the social data for them, feeds it to them in like board meetings. I think that's been said before. They want to know what the social media narrative is. And they're very aware of that. A few of them, I remember Bowley were like replying to stuff that he doesn't do anymore, obviously. But like 4 or 5 years, like replying to fans and stuff like that. Like, they care. But they care about people's opinions. So it's not going to in any way change their strategy or their approach. But it will make them think, there is a bit of noise now. Like, there's, I think
people when they're angry, they're the ones that are voicing
I think from a very corporate, tie-up, straight-laced way, they've admitted this season's been a shit show, to be honest. For them to come out and say...
But that's just what people want to hear, isn't it?
But that's good, though. We need to tweak strategy. We need more experienced players. It's a results business. We care. Like, we're here for long-term success. That's them saying, we've underachieved a lot this season. This season's been bad.
Check out what Chat GPT says when we've got some disgruntled fans. What should we say?
But when I say communication,
I obviously find this sort of pantomime of like angry fans protesting because they don't like the age of the players that we've signed, and then them coming out and saying like we're gonna do this and this, and like I just find that all a bit like.
But Craig, I think you are way. Look, football fans cannot be the smartest bunch. I'm just going to say that. Like, they're not always the smartest tools in the shed. They're just not. But I think you're being a bit disparaging to I think Chelsea fans have been very patient, to be honest. I think you always go, oh, you shouldn't moan. I think, it's been 4 years, of just crap on the pitch, basically. The only successful values in America.
I don't think it has been.
I think it has been pretty crap, man. I think when you look at it, other than Palmer lighting it up for Poch, Maresca, good run the end of last season and winning the Club World Cup. It's been poor, and that's not good enough for Chelsea.
That's part of the.
For you to say that it's not been poor on the pitch is just, I don't know, it's naive or just being too optimistic. It has been poor. I think it.
I'm there every week watching it, so I've got to say in what my opinion.
Yeah, of course, but I think you can say at best it's been average. If you're starting to say good,
I guess like I'm approaching things from like a realistic standpoint, right? Like I'm based, my expectations are based firmly in reality, right? Like if we're selling like all our best players or experienced players and buying like 20-year-old players, then my expectancy coming into the season is not to win the league, right? Like that's my.
no, I don't think Chelsea players. I don't think Chelsea fans are saying that really.
But you're
Because we
saying
weren't
that's
winning
poor
the,
when you're coming fourth.
we
And
weren't
winning
winning the league
Club
like we weren't we weren't. Yeah, okay, but that's it. That last
that
season,
is like that
there
was
wasn't any noise last
that was
season though, was
that
there?
was above expectancy, right? Last season.
There wasn't any noise like last season though, was there? To be fair.
I think there was.
Well,
Certainly around Christmas, like when we were losing games. I mean, look, the whole thing is based around losing games, right? When you go on a really bad run, last Christmas under Maresca, when we were losing games, that's when the fan protest came out, and like you say, football fans, that is what it is. You can, as much as like all these outlets can come out and say it's nothing to do with the results, like it is.
Of course, it's all about results.
It's all about the results.
Of
like
course,
the fact that we've
it
lost games is the only reason people are there. If
but
Chelsea
our win percentage is like way down.
If Chelsea had knocked PSG out and won 7 games in a row, you wouldn't see a soul out there. So like to pretend that it's not about results, like. You can not agree with the process. I think there are valid reasons to protest an ownership. Let's say they're coming in like the Glazers came in. They're not even buying the club with real money. They're buying the club, taking loans out on the club they're buying's assets, and then paying 800 million in interest since they take over the club. Look, if you're just going to run a club into the ground, and look, maybe this ownership will do that in the future, and then that is a valid grounds to protest and to be out there if they're just going to run the club into the ground. The fact that they've invested huge sums of money in players that you don't like the way they're approaching that, like I don't see a rule book when they come in. Like here's how when they took over the club, Chelsea were 30 points behind. Off top, here's the rule book of how to go from 30 points behind to top of the league in 4 years. Like that doesn't exist. So they've taken a stance and a way of resetting the squad, which I find like quite exciting with young players and coming in. And then the next step is to add experience, which they are going to do this summer. That for me, there's nothing to protest. Like I can understand fans' point of view that they don't agree with that strategy or how that they've gone about that, but that's not a reason to protest. Like that is like the club's own, that they still have the same goals as you. They've just gone about it a different way to what you would have gone about it, and also gone about it in a way that no one else has ever gone about it. And when anyone does anything different, people are immediately, as soon as there's any failings, going to say, look, I told you so. That is just the reality. That is real life, right? If you do anything, and that's in business and in anything, if you're doing anything different and you're not immediately successful, people are a bit, well, you should have done it like this.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's been a big media pile on the board and probably too much of it, but I think Chelsea fans, it's not like Chelsea fans are protesting every week, is it? It's like we've won a season, right? And this has been the first proper protest in 4 years. So it's not like a Chelsea fan.
Would you call this a proper protest? I mean, there's 40,000.
Well, that's what I mean.
It's like stadium. That's what I mean. It's like 1% of
Chelsea fans have been quite polite, I think, in general to the board. I don't think you've had no like proper booing really. There's been no like. I mean, you've had that song recently about Ogbali, but other than that, there's not been much really. So I think Chelsea fans have been pretty polite.
Yeah, but I think that the ownership are massively unpopular, right? Like that in the ground, they're massively unpopular.
Yeah, but I think that's also to do with the stadium and to do with other stuff, and it's not just that. But I don't know.
Yeah, I do feel for them a little bit.
I think no front of shirt. Nothing's happened on the stadium. Doesn't help either.
And these can all be criticised. There's definitely criticisms to levy at the ownership.
Yeah, like no front of shirt. Like the last 2 seasons until the end of the season, literally no communication on the stadium for 2 years now. I think basically none. From behind the scenes, they're listening to Ben Jacobs stuff that they've actually just Bowley was leading it, but he stepped back now, and so they're just in a bit of limbo. Earls Court's gone basically, so they just don't know what to do. So
and I think obviously Rossini as well. For me, you know I've had a real grumble about that. If they're going to stick with it,
yes,
regardless,
it's very in-house. Like I think that's like very.
It's not my favourite appointment.
A lot of fans, it's like hiring the intern, isn't it? It is just they hired. It's the Blue Coat boy. So it's just
It's
yeah,
not about the
like
hire, to be honest. Like they were left in like Maresca left them in the absolute
yeah, of course,
lurch,
fine.
and they had to hire someone, and that sort of made some sense. What I would say is that now we've gone through enough of time, and look, obviously he'll get the last 6 games, but we've gone through enough time now where you can't come out and back him now because the results have not been there to back him, and the going back on a basis, falling back on something. Let's say, we'd hired like, Pep Guardiola and he'd had this little run. You can be like, look, you can fall back on that. He's got good results historically. Let's stick with him. And I think all fans would be on board with that. Yeah, Rossini's got nothing to fall back on. So he had to hit the ground running and get good results, and he's not done
Well, he did, to be fair.
And he's been massively unlucky.
He did, to be fair. He hit the ground running, and then
sure, yeah.
and then he.
But now
he did hit the ground running. He won his
the
first
Arsenal
5 games,
semi, the PSG quarter. All these games that have just been, it's been bad. A lot of it's been.
I'll be honest. This I don't think you can split the season up like that. Maresca was also shit this year. Like
absolutely, yeah.
Chelsea and Maresca were shit this year. Like there's so many poor games, so many draws we should have won.
Good. It's been a bad season.
I think you can say it's bad shit. Whatever language you want to use. We were coming in like we're going to get 80 points. Like Jacob said that, Tooney said that. Everyone was saying Chelsea are going to kick on, and we've gone the other way.
80 points might win the.
Okay, but it is more competitive a year. But like, okay, right, in this league, you can say right, we can get 70 points, right? Okay,
80 points probably won't win it, but it'd be close.
All right, let's just contextualize it. They're saying in the summer where they obviously didn't know it'd be this bunched up that the Chelsea get 80. So probably like when you take into context, the Chelsea could get 70 points maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Something but we're nowhere near that.
No.
So it's just
we're going to probably have 60.
I think if we're lucky. I mean, that's 4 wins out of 5, Craig. That's optimistic. I mean, I'm wearing a beach shirt. We'll be in the 50s.
I mean, around.
So,
we'll be in that probably, yeah.
We'll be in the 50s. So, yeah, we're like 10, 12, 15 points under where we should be. That's not good enough, really. And for whatever reason, that's got to be investigated. So, yeah, that brings fans grumbles. Like, yeah, you're right. If Chelsea had 61 points right now, you wouldn't hear a peep from the fans, would you? Let's be honest. You wouldn't. They'd be like, be good challenge for the league, but, we're in the Champions League and blah, 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 blah. Like, you're right. Like before, it's fans' voices are the loudest when they're losing, but it has been a bad season. But I don't like this. Like, Rossini's coming and disturb the apple cart. Maresca was already on a bad one. I mean, even from the first day at Palace at home, there was something up. You could tell that the team was off. So yeah, it's been the whole season.
Yeah. Right. Let's move on. Let's go around the grounds and talk about some of the other very interesting results that happened this weekend in the Premier League.
Sure.
And let's start with get these results up here. Let's start with.
We've got to go back a day, mate.
Yeah, we got to go back a day. We got to start
early
with
kickoff.
Brentford 0, Fulham 0, which was the early kickoff on Saturday.
Good result for us in the top 8 race. Good stuff.
No, we wanted one of them to win so that we can.
Did we? I thought yours best.
Sorry, you don't want to get conference, right? If I gave you the choice of conference or nothing, what would you say?
Go back to back.
Oh no, I don't want the conference. All right.
You loved the A and B team, didn't you?
I did then. Yeah. I thought it was good for the squad back then because
you were Mr. AB. You loved it.
Yeah, I did love it. I'm not interested in that now. Leeds United 3, Wolves 0.
I mean, Leeds. If you look at the numbers as well, they should be mid-table. I'm glad they're staying up. They're a decent team, and yeah, they're not going down. That's deserved.
They're coming in. They're in good form. I tell you, coming into this semi-final.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Newcastle 1, Bournemouth 2. It's a last-minute or 18.
The potential Rossini replacement derby is, of course, won by Areola. So
good performance from Bournemouth in this, apparently.
How might go? I think
Spurs 2, Brighton and Hove Albion.
The biggest cheer at Stamford Bridge. The biggest cheer at Stamford Bridge was when everyone was watching the game, having a beer before, and then Rutter scored. That's the biggest cheer at Stamford Bridge. We know that
about one. Chelsea. Villa 4, Sunderland 3. Tammy.
A thriller at Villa, and it puts them now in the coffin for top 5 for Chelsea, and that was that. Yeah, We should quickly discuss it. I don't know, people don't know. Apparently, I think it's been confirmed. If Villa come fifth, exactly fifth, and win the Europa League, sixth place gets Champions League.
In the
So we actually, in a weird way, want to be rooting Liverpool on.
Yeah, and obviously this Villa goal was a
To the
disaster
point
for us.
where if we lose, well, maybe not actually, but if we lose to Brighton, we'll get to the Anfield game when we get to it. But
Everton 1, Liverpool 2.
yeah, again, it's just killed to 5. I mean, we need Liverpool to lose this game to hang on to any hopes of top 5. They dug it out, and that was it. Everyone unlucky to lose this game, though.
90 plus 10 Van Dijk winner. So 2 injury time winners that really were painful for us. Forest 4, Burnley 1. It's a Morgan Gibbs-White hat-trick.
Yeah, Gibbs-White puts Spurs in the shite. I mean, it's pretty poor. Yeah, Spurs are in trouble.
Manchester City 2, Arsenal 1.
Noni hooked to half-time. Havertz missing golden chances. Lovely.
You reckon City are going to win it now?
I mean, yeah.
Yes,
I'm a huge believer in like muscle, like flow, energy in sports. Like Arsenal, just I've said it. The nearer they get to the finish line, that's the only way they're going to lose the league. The nearer they get to the finish line, and they'll beat themselves. And that's what they're doing. I think City will win it. What about you?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's going to be really tight. I think I'd be surprised if Arsenal.
Well, it will be tight.
Arsenal. I'd be surprised if Arsenal drop
I don't know. Just
any more
put
points.
Get their fix. No, I don't think that.
Because they've got such easy games. They've got Newcastle at home. They're on the beach. They've got Fulham at home.
They've got good games.
It might be a tricky game. West Ham away. I don't think they'll lose that. Burnley at home, and then Palace away. And Palace might have to rest players for the Europa.
True. They have got easy games.
They've got really easy games. City, however, have got 2 really tricky away games. They have got
Everton away
up now. Yeah, they have
Everton
got Everton away as one of their games. Is that their next game?
No, next game's Burnley away.
Yeah, Burnley away. Obviously, they should win that. And then they've got
Bournemouth away
semi against Southampton. Then they've got Everton away on the Monday Night Football.
They're just in that rhythm, though, man. They're just in that rhythm.
That's on Monday Night Football as well. I just think that's such a tricky
Arsenal,
game.
the thing of Arsenal as well.
By the way, this is another really tricky game for them. Brentford at home. Brentford are really good, and Bournemouth away as well. Really, three really tough games.
City will do it.
Palace at home, obviously very easy, and then Villa at home to finish the season. Again, could be a tricky game. Villa could be playing for something as well.
Pep at the end of the season, they always gather momentum at the end, and I think Arsenal will drop points.
I think City are rightfully small favourites for the rest for the season, just because of how they're playing and how Arsenal are playing, and like you say, the form, momentum. But yeah, I mean, people that think that this is just over now, I mean,
no, it's not over.
It's definitely not over. And I think Arsenal have got like a decent personality about them. They played pretty well in this game.
I disagree with that. I think Arsenal had a go for half an hour and then went into their show again. I think they were awful second half. I think they were awful. They just sat back again.
I don't agree with
that. I think they were really poor. And Odegaard was poor. I think they're in a rut.
They could have nicked it, and obviously Havertz missed the 1-on-1, and then
I've said it all season. If their defence regresses, which it has been recently, they're banging trouble because they don't have the players to get them out of it. They very rarely score 3 in a game at the moment.
Yeah, we'll see. Right, let's talk about Leeds. That's our next.
Brighton, mate.
Yeah, Brighton
on the beach, mate.
Tomorrow night in the Premier League, but it isn't really worth talking about too.
Well, I think it's worth talking. Look, I'm joking around. Obviously, we want to. It's quite an important game. Like Bournemouth Beach is, we still want to get top 6.
I mean, it was over against United, but it really is over if we lose.
I actually do think there's a decent. I think there's a decent chance Villa will come 5th. So coming 6th is actually very, very important. So, it's an important game in that sense. I think they'll put Enzo in the 10. Palmer, we said it before the pod. Palmer right wing, Neto left wing, unfortunately, and then João Pedro hopefully back, and then they'll have Delap and Garnacho to come as attacking subs. I think he'll start Lavia in this game over Santos. I think the team. I'm not sure Trevor will come back. I'm not sure Trevor will be quite. I think he might keep Pato Fofana because they've actually been like weirdly quite good together the last 2 games, even though we conceded 4 goals. I think it'll be the same back 4, Sanchez and goal. And yeah, I think he'll put Enzo in the 10 and Palmer right wing.
Yeah,
And
I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. I think they've got to find a way to be a bit more stable in the middle of the park against Brighton. And I also think that was sort of working. There's also, I know, your personal favourite, Enzo left wing. I think that could happen as well.
Well, it's just they need something to change, right? They got maybe a change of system will just, I don't know, get them out of this funk. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, should be
Good. Be good to score a goal. It's over 113 years that we've lost 4 games in a row without scoring in the league.
Yeah.
Not good.
We hopefully we'll take some of our chances tomorrow, and let's get a win. Let's get a high morale beach win and celebrate it with a pina colada. And then Leeds in the big semi after that, and then
we're going to that, aren't we? We're going to Wembley.
We're off to Wembley. Yeah. Miserable ground there. Chelsea last won there in 2018.
I was there for that. You were there for that, I assume. The FA Cup final has our goal.
Exactly. Yeah. Fantastic. Great memories. But it's been a long time, and I've certainly been to a lot of Wembley games that we've lost since then.
I mean, it would be really, really nice. Like, even if Rossini goes and we come 8th, it'd be really nice to win the FA Cup, wouldn't it? Like, just a little bit of just silverware and be brilliant. It will be brilliant, actually.
Yes, but especially as it'll likely be City in the final. So, would be good.
And it sounds silly. It would get us in the Europa League. So,
yeah, I'm up for winning the Europa League. I think that'd be good. I'm not up for the conference, but I'm up for the Europa. All right, that's all we got time for today. Thanks, Brady.
No problem.
Regardless of the result, we will be back in our 2 games against Brighton and Leeds. For more updates on all things ESCR, you can follow us at X Eat Sleep Chelsea and Instagram at Eat Sleep Chelsea Repeat. As always, we hope you'll care.